Welcome to Texas and another how I screwed this up. No, what a beautiful day it is here in Texas. God, it's about 65 degrees, I think, or around maybe 58 or around 60, and gorgeous, not a cloud in the sky. This is what I live for. I'll tell you what. Hey, God, yesterday was a miserable day. It was all overcast. We had a cold front come through here. Anyway, you don't want to hear about that. So, what am I screwing up now? Well, it's, by the way, welcome to contain this. So as you can see, let me look here. Right there is the container that I'm living in. That's the one we've been working since June, the last 6 months. We've been working on it. You probably saw the videos of the framing and the windows and putting those two front doors on. So a lot of folks have been telling me, why did I not build the foundation first and then build the container on the foundation and then do it there? Well, one big reason is I got a really good buddy of mine. He does septics. In fact, he helped me put the septic right there. He's got a real nice 310 backhoe. And as you saw in the time lapse a few seconds ago, he let me use it. And so he's been really slammed all year long on septic systems, and I haven't had the use of it. He said anytime it's free, I can use it. So it didn't get free until almost 12 months later, because we did the septic last December, and then he took it and started doing septics, and I haven't been able to use it for a year. So I got tired of waiting on him, and I decided to go ahead and start building out my container. And you'll notice that the container is right next to my shop, my man barn, or my man box. So that's where all my welders and grinders and the air compressor and all that stuff there. And it just makes sense to put it right next to it, and that way I have electricity, 220 and all that stuff. And earlier in the year, I dug a ditch from over here to here to I can put in water and electricity, so I have it there. Anyway, so that container there is only one of 6 containers that we're going to be doing. And so this is really where, the stuff starts happening, because I was camping here for the last 10 months, and I got tired of the mosquitoes and ants and spiders, and I had to build this thing out. And even though it's not finished, it's good enough. It's got insulation in it, and it's got air conditioned heating, so I'm good. It's got my toilet in there, and it's kind of a mobile unit, kind of like, anyway, so enough of that. So that's why I had to wait until I got access to the backhoe. And now we're December, almost into 2022. So anyway, so as you can see, the reason I put if you're the type of person that's thinking about building your dream, shipping container unit. Again, I have 2 people, right? I have my friends and family that are kind of laughing at me at my dream. And then I got other folks that I'm hoping to inspire a little bit, because I've been inspired. Really, your property is going to be what's going to dominate or help you make the decisions of what type of the configuration of the containers and how many and stuff. And so my property is kind of a panhandle. It's skinny at one end, and then it goes into a big rectangle. And right behind me here is the driveway that comes in. And so it opens up. What it does is it opens up like this. Okay. And so there'll be 3 containers, one going here, one going here, and then one going here. So there'll be 3 side by side. And the one that you see there, okay, that's going to be, that has 3 rooms in it. As you probably have seen throughout the build last year, it has a utility room, a bathroom, and a guest room. And so the guest room and the bathroom it'll be the downstairs bathroom. So that unit there will help facilitate this. So when I add the other 2 containers, it'll have a kitchen and a dining room and a living room and a pantry here. And then of course the first container will have the utility room, have the hot water heater, the wash machine and dryer and stuff like that. Anyway, so that kind of gives you the layout and idea. So that's why I built the container there and not here. Hopefully when we take a crane and we pick pick up the thing and then plop it into place right here. We don't, that's why I haven't finished the bathroom, and I haven't put tile. I want to put tile in it and put some flooring and stuff. I haven't done that because all the flexing and stuff would probably pop out those tiles. So that's why I didn't do it. So I've kept that pretty much unfinished so that we could get it here. And once we get it here, then I'll probably have to go inside and re-square things. Things will shift and move. And so there we go. So that's kind of the idea. The basic concept of how I kind of designed the foundation. The problem that I have right here, it's kind of like the Three Little Pigs. So this little pig built a stick house. This one made one out of brick, and this one, you know what I'm saying? This sand, this is not the ideal surface to build a house on. It's real sandy. It's almost like beach sand. And when we dug the hole, we dug like a 6, 7, 8 foot hole over here for the septic tank. We never hit pay dirt at all. And when I say pay dirt, I mean clay or something. Now up the driveway up here, just 100 feet behind you, there's all kinds of clay. So we just didn't have clay here. So unfortunately, I had to figure out what's the best way to run a foundation here. And so when I put that container on, the shop container, what I did was I bought these square, you can get them at the box stores, you know, those like 2 foot by 2 foot square, I think they're about 4 inches thick concrete slabs where you put them and you build a deck on top of it. Well, I jacked up that side, the first one here, jacked it up, and then I put it underneath there. And as soon as I brought the weight down, it submerged the 4 inches of concrete. Oh, this is crazy. So then what I did is I went and box store and got 2 more, and I put 2 more. And when I put it back on, it sunk it in. that container, the first one, that is shop container, the one not with the windows, that sunk 6 inches. The weight of it sunk 2 blocks, almost 6 inches all the way down. That's how compressible the sand is. So I knew I was in trouble. How am I going to put how am I going to put 6 containers, 2 stories on top of this sand without compressing it and have it shift all over the place? So what I ended up deciding to do, I don't know if you can see them down in the hole. What I did, I was going to build an L-shaped, an L-shaped, right down here, an L-shaped corner footing, you know, on each corner, and then and I can't just put sonotubes pillars down the concrete, because the sonotubes will end up shifting like this, and they'll sink because there's not enough surface area for like a 12-inch sonotube. It'll sink into the sand. So what I decided to do is I built now I know I'm probably going to get some, you know, hate mail or some weird ass comments on this. I decided to go 6 pillars per container, not 8. A lot of people do 2 pillars down the sides and 4 on the corners, but I decided to do 4 on the corners and 2 in the middle. Now I could be kicking myself in the butt 2 or 3 years from now, but I really think you can get away with 2 pillars in the middle. So what I did is you can see right here, there's 3 platforms. And what I did is I built a 4 foot by 4 foot by 6 inches concrete. I built a form. I'm going to put concrete. And then on top of that 4 by 4 form, I'm going to put a sonotube up. Okay. So, and of course it's all going to be rebar. And then when we pour the concrete, we're just going to pour the concrete into the sonotube, and it's going to ooze out into the 4 foot by 4 foot. And the reason I went with 4 foot by 4 foot is because I think 4 foot by 4 foot is going to be plenty of surface area. Remember, you know, this soil that I hit, it compresses. Okay, so by having more surface area, that'll level it out. And then it's only 6 inches thick, so then when we put dirt on top of it, it acts as an anchor. So if we get a hurricane, I live far away from a hurricane. I'm probably 100 miles from any danger from a hurricane, but we can always have a tornado. So I'm kind of hoping to build this kind of tornado proof, not tomato, but tornado. So anyway, but they'll act as an anchor, because what you'll have is a platform, and then you'll have the sonotube sitting on top of it. So it can't pull out of the ground. So that's the concept. You know, I'm not an engineer. I didn't hire an engineer. I don't need an engineer. Well, I do probably need an engineer, but I'm not required to have one, because where I live in Texas, no codes at all. So, I mean, the neighbor over here, he's got a double wide mobile home sitting on center blocks, and the center blocks are stacked on top of each other. And this is going to be way stronger than neighbors. Anyway, so I think I'm just going to end this video. As we sit here, I know I'm not finished with this, but it's been so long since I did an update on you guys. I've been really busy with life and stuff. And as you saw probably in my my clips, that I also spent a lot of time dig this driveway here. If you look, here's my driveway. Okay. I had a lot of, when I put the power lines in, you can kind of, I don't know if you can see the power lines. There's a power line right there. When I put the power lines in, they required me to cut out almost 14 trees down the driveway. And so, because they needed 30 foot of easement, 15 on each side of the pole. And so I had beautiful trees, man, long, old oak trees. They're beautiful. You drive down the driveway and it's all shaded. Oh, it's beautiful. I'm sorry, I feel bad doing that, but for all your environmentalists that are complaining that I'm hurting the planet by cutting down trees, I didn't have a choice. So anyway, so I had a lot of stumps to dig out, so I dug out lots of stumps. Anyway, so thank you for following. I've got a lot of new subscribers lately. I really appreciate that. It makes it look like I'm doing something. I hope I'm inspiring you guys. So anyway, this is not finished. It's going to be another couple weeks before we finish this. So we're just working on it as we have time. But thank you again. Be safe, and have a great day. Have a great weekend, great holidays. Stay safe and all that stuff.